I want to tell you something that took me a really long time to say out loud. I left the Mormon church 20 years ago. I have a master's degree. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I've helped hundreds of people heal, and I am still doing the work for religious trauma myself. Still, I left a long time ago. And I'm still ashamed that I'm still dealing with these issues. I thought maybe I should just be over this. I left, I rebuilt my life, I moved forward, and yet guilt was still showing up in my life. I was shrinking in certain rooms. I didn't feel like I had a voice. Certain words, certain songs still landed in my body like they had a key. If you ever ask yourself any version of that question, why am I still not free? This video is for you because I think we've been asking the wrong question. Here's my story. At 14, I would be considered a bad Mormon. I was asking questions nobody wanted me to ask. I was having feelings that I was not supposed to feel. And I was in a world where I could not doubt. Doubt was not a curiosity, doubt was a problem. So at 17, I got married, not because I wanted to get married, but because I broke the rules and marriage was how it was fixed. So I spent my late teens, my 20s bouncing in and out of churches. Do I believe? Do I not believe? Trying to make this work, trying to be the good Mormon girl. And it just didn't work because the church did not have space for me. Hard stop of going to the church was at 25. I walked away and I thought, cool, I'm done. I'm moving on, right? Um, what I didn't understand then was that physically leaving uh, doesn't heal all the emotions, all the hurt that happened. So, understanding my own life, understanding my work as a therapist, um, leaving a high controlled environment, leaving a high demand religion is not just one moment, it's not one event. It's not the day you resign from membership. It's not the day that I sent in my letter to resign from the church. It's not the day that I stopped attending church. So leaving is a process, and healing is completely different. Physically leaving, walking away from a church is completely different than healing emotionally. These are two different journeys. Brene Brown's research on shame changed the way I understood my own story. She found that shame, the deep belief that something's wrong with me, I'm bad, I'm not good enough, I'm broken, thrives in secrecy and in judgment. And that is what happens in high demand religions. Let's think about what a high control religion does. It tells you what to wear, tells you what to eat, tells you who to love, tells you what questions you can ask, tells you what feelings are acceptable. It told me what my worth was, my actual eternal worth, which is all contingent on obedience. So if I obey, then I will have an eternal family. This isn't just a belief system, this is a shame system. And shame just doesn't walk away when you walk out that door. It Shame lives within me. Shame lives within my body. It lives in my nervous system. And I'm wondering if you're experiencing the same thing. So it shows up in how we make decisions. It shows up if we're able to set boundaries, um, if we're able to accept boundaries, if we are able to relate to people. Shame shows up on how we are able to form romantic relationships, form and keep friendships. Um, how you talk to yourself at 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody's listening. There's limited research on religious trauma. It's becoming more talked about, which is great. But the limited research that there is talks about how people that are raised or belong to these high demand religions show PTSD symptoms. So anxiety, difficulty with trusting yourself, difficulty trusting other people, identity confusion, and grief. So it's not because something is wrong with you. This is because something happened to you. PTSD symptoms is because an event, a situation occurred. It's not because there's something wrong with you. So it's really taking the shame away. So, what does this mean? I'm still doing work 20 years later. Ugh. So, I still notice when I'm people pleasing because I'm afraid if I say no, then I won't be loved. I'll be rejected. I won't have this friendship. Um, and so I know exactly where this comes from. I still feel guilt when I rest, when I'm not being productive. I feel guilty if I take space up in a room, right? And this is ingrained in me. This is in the cells of my body. And so it's going to take time. It's going to take 20 years, you know? I still get quiet in certain group situations. Um, that old hypervigilance, really scanning the room, making sure that I'm acceptable. And what's really prevalent, and I know that religious trauma is still within my nervous system, even though it's a lot more quieter, but it's still there. The thoughts that I'm not good enough, that women are supposed to be homemakers and I'm supposed to have 6 children and I'm not supposed to be a businesswoman. I'm not supposed to be an entrepreneur. I'm not worthy. So, of course, I don't believe this. And yet it still pops up in my head, right? So healing is not the absence of having these moments, of having thoughts and feelings of guilt, right? Healing is what I do when this shows up. So healing is being able to say, I don't believe that. That's shame. No, women can do other things than be a wife and a mother. Women can be business owners, right? So that's the conditioning that religion taught me. It's not truth about me. So that is what 20 years of doing this work looks like for me. It's not perfect. It's not finished. The more work I do, the more I feel free, and the more I feel that I'm able to be vulnerable. And this is this ongoing process. I want to say something directly to the person who's watching this that has been out for, you know, 10, 15, 20 years, and you still feel stuck. So you're not behind. You're not doing anything wrong. Uh, you're not broken. It's because you're healing, and this takes time, right? You're healing from a system that shaped your entire identity. So if you grow up as someone telling you you have to be this way, it's gonna it's going to take a long time to change those beliefs. So you're rebuilding your sense of belonging, the understanding of your own worth. And so this is an exciting time. You get to redefine yourself and your family. It's going to take more than just reading a book. It's going to take more than listening to one podcast, right? It's going to take more than leaving the family group chat, more than just saying, oh, I don't believe that anymore, right? So it's going back in and really digging in and being vulnerable and being willing to just sit in the uncomfort. Because this is grief. This going back in and looking at it, not to stay there, not to stay in the past, but to understand what this cost you and to grieve that, right? We're so relieved to be out of the church that we don't always allow ourselves to grieve what we lost. We lost family, we lost community, we lost a sense of safety and belonging. Even if we know it was conditional, it's still a loss. Okay, so the version of yourself who believed that version deserves tenderness. That younger self deserves tenderness. If you're someone on this journey, maybe you left last month, maybe you left 25 years ago, I want to offer you a free tool. So I created a religious trauma assessment tool. It's not a diagnosis, it's just a starting place. It's a way to look at your experience and start naming what happened. Because one of the most common things I hear is that, oh, that wasn't really trauma. Oh, that doesn't count. I don't even know if what I experienced was really that bad. Was it that bad? So this assessment can help you decipher that. So the link is in the description below. I also want you to know that this channel is here for the long conversation. It's not a quick fix. This is honest conversation about what it takes to rebuild life after religion. From someone who has been in it. I left the church in my 20s. I've been a licensed counselor for over, a decade, and I'm still doing this work. So you're in the right place, and I will see you in the next one.